The NordicTrack Commercial X22i might be the most versatile treadmill on the market. It has a 40% incline, a top speed of 12 miles per hour, and an extremely unique sled push feature. But is it worth the $3,500 price tag? Stick around and we'll find out. What's up everybody, it's Jake coming at you from the BarBend Garage Gym with another review. This time around, we're rolling with the NordicTrack Commercial X22i Treadmill. If you don't know how this whole process works, in this video today, I'm gonna tell you a lot of things, but specifically, we're gonna go over some money, go over some pros and cons, some of the features this treadmill offers, but most importantly, who should or maybe shouldn't make this purchase. Now, before I do all of that, I gotta let you know that we've reviewed a ton of treadmills on barbend.com, and we went ahead and made a best list of all of our top choices. So if you want to check that out, which I definitely think you should, all you got to do is search BarBend Best Treadmills. That list is going to pull right up for you, and you can find out for yourself which ones that we like the best. All right, so as I mentioned, this very well might be the most versatile treadmill on the market. So it has a 40% incline, which, you know, aside from its sibling, I guess you could call it, the X22i, this is the highest available incline on the market. It also has a -6-degree decline, so that way you can kind of add in some hill work, you know, with all of your workouts. But you can also sprint with it since it does have a max speed of 12 miles per hour. One more thing about that is that the rollers here on this treadmill are 2.5 inches in diameter. That is perfect for anybody who's a dedicated long distance runner or a sprinter. You know, if you don't already know, rollers, you know, are very responsible for the actual belt of the treadmill. You know, that's what's turning the belt and also keeping it up to speed with the motor. And the bigger they are, you know, the less they have to work and, you know, the longer they're gonna last. So 2.5 inches, that's perfect for anybody who's a runner. Now you also have a 4.0 CHP motor with this treadmill right here, which that is really beefy. So CHP stands for constant horsepower. You know, you'll see on some lower end treadmills, it's just HP. That's basically just talking about that peak performance. So CHP, it's always going to be performing, you know, at its max capacity. All right, now, kind of expanding off the versatility here is the sled push feature. I love this right here. It's super unique, and basically what this is you're going to go to the manual setting, you know, on this treadmill, and basically you just start pushing. The belt is going to be on 1 mile per hour. Basically, you just grab onto the handlebars and you're responsible with your own leg drive to, you know, keep that belt moving. So this is a great posterior chain workout for somebody who wants to, you know, really strengthen your legs. That's going to be really, really sweet for you right there. Now, similar to the rest of NordicTrack's gear, you know, you do have access to iFit on the 22-inch touchscreen monitor right there. It's going to be really sweet. Now, during those iFit classes, you're going to experience automatic adjustments to your incline, decline, and your speed settings. Now, you can always override those, but I think that's really cool, and it's going to prevent you from really just becoming complacent during your workouts, and you have your trainer kind of controlling everything and really pushing you. Another really cool thing here is the reflex cushioning. All right, so basically, just to summarize, the amount of cushion you're going to receive from this treadmill is directly correlated to your body mass. All right, so if you're somebody who's, you know, smaller framed, you're going to experience less cushioning than somebody who's bigger framed. Basically, if that makes sense. Now, regardless of your body type, it's going to basically be perfect. You know, that sweet spot like Goldilocks and the Three Bears porridge. It's going to be basically perfect on your joints. Now, let's take a deep breath. All these things being said, there's still some things you might want to know about, you probably should know about, you might not be too crazy about. And the first thing is how massive this treadmill is. It's huge. Remember, 40% incline, you got to make sure you have enough headroom. So we have about 8-foot tall ceilings in here, and my head gets pretty close. I'll show you on a little bit. My head gets pretty close to the rafters up here, and that's not the most ideal thing in the world for everybody, so keep that in mind. Another thing here is that this is a very pricey treadmill. I'm going to break it all down in just a second, but starting price tag of this treadmill is right around $3,500. So if that's not in your budget, I suggest looking elsewhere. And on top of that, you're gonna have to pay, whether it be monthly or one of the 3 yearly plans I'll break down, you have to pay for your iFit membership. If you do monthly, it's about 40 bucks a month. Now, on top of that expensive purchase, that might not be the most ideal thing in the world, but it's gonna be worth it. You know, it's really how you're getting the most out of this treadmill, so definitely keep that in mind. Another thing here is that there are not any pulse sensors on the handlebars. That's kind of a bummer to me. You know, you would kind of expect a treadmill with a price tag like this and kind of how nice this treadmill is, that you would have pulse sensors. That way you don't have to, if you don't already have one, you know, make an additional purchase just for a heart rate monitor to get an accurate reading on your burned calories and your actual heart rate. In addition to it being, you know, a behemoth of a treadmill, it also doesn't fold. That deck does not fold, and while it does have, you know, a set of wheels to help you move it around, this thing also weighs over 400 pounds, so it's kind of difficult to move it. So I would definitely suggest keeping it in one spot. Another thing here is that the actual console itself, you know, it's pretty big. You know, obviously you have that 22-inch touchscreen monitor, but on either side of it, where all your controls and everything are, that sticks out pretty far. So while you do have 2 cup holders and 2 phone holders, it's kind of difficult to reach that at certain times. So kind of remember that right there. And then another thing here is that, you know, the silver framework, I guess you want to call it, behind me right here, that, you know, straddles the treadmill, it kind of prevents you from, you know, getting the most out of that 60-inch deck. So I'll explain this in further detail, but, you know, compared to the X22i, you have less leg room. These are almost identical treadmills, but so with this right here, you know, where that's positioned, if you're somebody who's over 6 feet tall, you might have a hard time when it's, you know, fully flat for you to really, you know, reach your stride length and really just stretch out. Okay, so once again, the NordicTrack Commercial X22i, it's gonna run you right around $3,500, that original price tag, should I say. There's additional variables to where you could potentially spend up to about $5,200 on this one piece of equipment. Now, first of all, we gotta talk about iFit. All right, so if you just wanna pay monthly for your membership, it's about 40 bucks a month, $39, 40 bucks, whatever you wanna call it, about 40 bucks a month. Now, if you wanna save money long-term, going after one of the 3 different yearly plans is definitely the way to go. So that 1-year plan is about 400 bucks, 2-year plan is about $700, and the 3-year plan is about $900. Now, yes, that adds a significant amount of money up front, but that 3-year plan saves you about $500, and the 2-year plan saves about $270 or something, roughly like that. And then that 1-year plan is gonna save you about 70 bucks. So really that 3-year plan is where you're, you know, saving the most in the long run. It comes with a 10-year warranty on the framework, but, you know, if you want an extended plan, it's about 300 bucks. There's also an extended maintenance plan you can add on, about 450 bucks, 3-year plan, and, you know, during that time frame, somebody's gonna come out, do a 15-point checklist on your treadmill, just make sure it's performing at its peak, you know, performance. And that's a really good thing, in my opinion. I think it's worth that money, because I would imagine most of y'all aren't sitting there doing all the checks and everything to make sure that this is, you know, performing as it should. So might be worth spending that money. Now, this is obviously a big old chunk of change right there, right? Now, it's hard to compare this treadmill to all the other treadmills on the market because it's so unique. Now, the only one that's really similar to it is, once again, its sibling, I guess you want to call it, the X22i. It's $1,000 more. It's about $4,400, you know, original price tag. And really the only thing different is you have a 32-inch touchscreen monitor rather than 22 inches. And the steel framework I was talking about is at the end of the actual treadmill. So you actually do get a little bit more legroom, mainly if you're, you know, over 6 feet tall. So that might be worth it, but it's $1,000 more. Now, let's just kind of stick with the NordicTrack family. Okay, so the 2450 is a really solid treadmill as well. It's about $3,000. And since there's way more versatility with the X22i, I think this is, you know, worth it, or more worth it than the 2450. Now, another good one is the 1750. It's about 2,500 bucks, and it basically has all the exact same specs as the 2450. And it's about $500 cheaper. So that's a good one right there. And if you just want to stick with NordicTrack, but maybe you don't need all these, you know, fancy features, one that is still pretty nice, and it does have, you know, pretty much all the same modern conveniences. It just doesn't have decline, as high of an incline, or as high of a top speed, is the EXP7i, which is about 1,300 bucks. So all in all, I mean, y'all, basically, you're getting what you're paying for right here. You know, you got a 4.0 CHP motor, 2.5 inch rollers. You can do any type of cardio workout you can imagine, basically, you know, with this treadmill. So yeah, it's expensive, but it's gonna be worth it in the long run. All right, so I just want to reiterate on a couple things here, but before I do that, I didn't mention this. You do have a steel framework right here. This hoss of a treadmill is not moving. It is 417 pounds. It is a beast. It's not, like I said, it's just simply not gonna move. But you do have a set of wheels, so once you kind of get it up there, you are able to move it around. It's just a little bit difficult to get to that point. Remember, you do have 2.5-inch rollers, which is perfect for runners, and you do have that 4.0 CHP motor, so it is also a beast of a motor, and it's gonna be able to give you a grueling workout and be able to run for an extended period of time and allow you to run at an extended period of time. Now, once again, you do have that 22-inch touchscreen monitor, and you're gonna have automatic adjustments during those iFit classes, but on either side of that monitor, you do have buttons that will allow you to manually adjust. You can press that 8-mile-per-hour speed, it's gonna jump right to 8 miles per hour, but if you double tap it, it's gonna go to 8.8. And then, if you if you just press, 20% incline, it's gonna go straight to it. And honestly, because this motor is as strong as it is, those adjustments happen relatively quick, in the grand scheme of things. Yes, you are gonna have a tiny bit of downtime, but compared to other treadmills on the market, that's, pretty minuscule in my opinion. But to me, the biggest and best feature of all about this treadmill is hands down that sled push mode. And I'm gonna show you here in just a second, but I think that's perfect for anybody who wants to really strengthen their legs. You're just using your own body, your own leg drive to push. Literally, you're pushing, this belt and causing it to move, which is just awesome. All right, so with this treadmill, remember, doesn't fold, the deck does not fold, but you do have a handlebar down here that's gonna help it, be at least a little bit easier for you to lift it up and move it around your personal space. Regarding the actual deck though, remember it measures 60 inches in length, 22 inches wide, which is pretty much the sweet spot for a solid treadmill. Only thing here is that because of where, this framework is positioned, if you're somebody over 6 feet tall, you might have some difficulties when it's flat like this, really hitting your full stride. You're either gonna have to, run from a little bit further back on the deck or just try to do your best to make it happen with this. Remember with the X22i, all of this is actually positioned at the front or the back, whichever way you want to refer to it, right? So that's something you should keep in mind. Now, this is almost like a spaceship up here. I mean, this is massive. Now, look, you do have, your phone holder right here and cup holder right there, but I got my phone. Sometimes it's a little difficult. You kind of got to go up here and then slide it down and then get, funky with it with your water bottle. So, just something you're gonna have to deal with. All right, now you do have a fan right here, 2 fans actually that rotate a little bit, and they are gonna really help cool you off when you're working out, which is pretty cool. Now, there's so much right here from iFit. This does not tilt or anything like a lot of the other ones, pretty much all the other ones do, so that's something you should keep in mind, but it is angled, so it's not like you're really gonna have to crane your neck when you're working out. So iFit, there's so many classes available, it's kind of ridiculous. While you can't necessarily stream those additional classes from here like you can with the 2450, 1750, all the other ones that rotate and everything, you can download the companion app on your phone or your tablet and stream all the classes from there. And every workout you do will get uploaded to here because it's one profile and vice versa. And speaking of profiles, you can have 5 total. So 4 additional, including your own. That's pretty cool too. And everybody's gonna have their own homepage. It's gonna have your own past 7 days of working out. Really trophy case, which your trophy case. So just for example, there's a welcome to iFit challenge. There's road to recovery, 20 workouts, 21, 20. Once you complete those, you will get a trophy. It's going to your little trophy case right here. And that's just kind of cool. You get achievements, which we all like that. Now, if you go to browse, it's gonna have, even more to choose from. It's got like full catalog of classes right here. You can search by title, trainer, or workout type, which is really cool. There's a lot of different filters. But really what is my favorite thing, I'll talk about this in all these NordicTrack videos, is the create option. So Google Maps is completely integrated right here. So I just clicked on create, it took us to London. So we can literally, takes a second for it to buffer now, but we can literally pick anywhere we want right here and make our own track, our own course, whatever you want to call it. And because Google Maps is fully integrated, there's going to be automatic adjustments to the deck, incline, decline, based off of the lay of the land. And you're gonna get the Google camera street view, which is pretty cool too. Now, I don't wanna bore you to death by making you, watch me join a class and do the warm up and everything like that. So let's just go to the manual start. And this is gonna be really cool too, because first thing I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna show you guys how to do the sled push, since it's pretty straightforward, all right? So once it starts going 1 mile per hour, and so basically, just go ahead and hit end warm up. Basically all you do is you grab onto these handlebars right here. You could do whatever, but I like doing these. And you just sit here and you just drive your legs. And it's not assisting you whatsoever. So this is all on you. This is a great way to really strengthen those glutes and hammies and even your calves, your whole posterior chain. It's really cool. Now, I mentioned it, responds pretty quick. I'm gonna step off really quick so I don't get hurt. We're gonna click 12 miles per hour. And that's getting up there really fast. That's up there really quick. Now, it is a little loud. It's 12 miles per hour though. I mean, it is what it is, right? That's really responsive. I also talked about that double tap feature. So we're gonna go 3-3 right here. And then boom, it's already dropping down really quick. And it's natural, it's not just a sudden change, so it allows your body to slowly slow down or actually speed up, which is cool. Now, let me put this on 1. We're gonna put this on 40%, all right? Wait 1 second. You can probably already see these beams right here, but as we go up, and this is honestly pretty quick too, compared to a lot of other treadmills out there. That's because it does have that 4.0 CHP motor. So it's, constant horsepower, it's really strong. And this is another great way to really build that posterior chain within your cardio workouts. And we're still growing, we're still climbing a little bit right here. There it is. And look, these are right around 8 feet right here. My head is, I barely have enough clearance right here to get a workout in. So if you don't have, ceilings this high or taller, this really isn't gonna work for you. All right, now let me get back down here. Go ahead and get back down to 0. There's so many great things about this treadmill. Yes, it's really big. Yes, it's really expensive. But just this crash course of features I just gave you, I think makes it worth it. So if you're looking for the most versatile treadmill on the market, I think you found it. It's right here behind me. There's a whole lot you can do with it, and that's great for various reasons. You have that 40% incline, -6-degree decline, top speed of 12 miles per hour, and obviously you cannot forget that sled push feature. So this is obviously, great for your own individual goals, and it's gonna allow you to switch up your cardio workouts, but this is also great if you're looking for a treadmill for the family. Everybody's gonna have their needs satisfied. That being said, this is a very expensive treadmill, $3,500 starting price tag. Not everybody has the budget for that, and that's okay. There's still plenty of other treadmills out there that are gonna get the job done. They just don't have as many, bells and whistles as this one does right here. And then also, it's huge. It doesn't fold, but also you have that 40% incline, so you at least need to have ceilings that are 8 feet tall. So those are things that could be, the main reason why you wouldn't buy this treadmill. All right, well, that's all she wrote for today's review over the NordicTrack Commercial X22i. Yes, it's gonna cost you a pretty penny, remember $3,500, and yes, it's going to dominate a good amount of space, but since it's so versatile, I really think it's worth every single penny. Thanks for watching, y'all. I hope this video was really helpful and that I was able to break down everything there is to know about this treadmill. As always, keep your eyes peeled for my next video, but for now, head over to BarBend.com because we have a full written article about this treadmill, and I think you should go and check that out. So all you gotta do is search BarBend NordicTrack Commercial X22i review. It's gonna pull right up for you. You can go over every single thing we talked about here today. Now I'm gonna go get my cardio on. I'll catch y'all later.